Hi, today I would like to go over how to create lines from points. And I know that sounds pretty easy to do, but I actually had to download a third-party tool to get this to work. But anyway, just to give an example about what I'm talking about. So if you were in crime analysis and were looking at stolen vehicles, you might have a point layer that shows where the vehicles were stolen, and that would be the starting points, and then where the vehicles were found, the ending points. So that's what this layer is right here. And if I just zoom to the layer, make it easier, so like starting point, for D would be here, ending point D here, etc. Start C, ending C. And so it might be useful to draw lines between these points, and that might help us to visualize patterns and to see what's going on. And in this example, there's only there's only, I think, 5 lines that need to be drawn. And so I probably could just do it by hand. But if you had, for a certain time period, hundreds of stolen vehicles, then it would be nice to have an automated way to do this. And I have ArcMap 9.3, and I couldn't find a way to do it within ArcMap. If you know of a way, please let me know. But I did find a third-party tool, and it seems to work pretty well. So what I did was, and this is kind of, like anything else, do at your own risk. It seemed to work fine for me, and seems to have a lot of good features. So I just went to www.ian-ko.com, and on the left side here, the tool, it's called ET GeoWizards. So if you click on that on the left, and then depending on your version of ArcGIS, you can go ahead and download it right from here. And on this website, it explains that the feature or the function to go from point to polyline is free and can be used with the unregistered version with no limitations. But there is a limitation, and that is that it'll only work up to 100 features. So if you have over 100 points, then you're going to get an error message. But there is a way to buy it. I haven't even looked into how much it costs yet, but you might want to look into that if you find the features useful. So anyway, I think in ArcMap 10, once you download that and bring up ArcMap, the little tool bar shows up automatically. In ArcMap 9 it doesn't, so the next thing you need to do is go under View, Toolbars, and go to ET GeoWizards. And it pops up right here, and it's just a single button. It's pretty straightforward. But before I get into the tool, I'll show you really quickly the attribute table for this layer that we're going to be working with. So it's just, each row is a point symbol. You'll see the status of matched, this and score and all that. That's just because I geocoded some addresses. And just to point out really quickly, this is made up data. They're just addresses of Walgreens stores, but I'm pretending that they're stolen vehicles. And then the really important part in here is to make sure you have a column. I called mine polyline ID, that identifies or defines the points that should be used to create the line. So for line A, use these points. For line B, use these points. And if you look a little bit to the left here, you see the address and all that. And I have a column called endpoints just to help explain it. But this would be the starting point for A, ending point for A, starting point for B, ending point for B. So that's why there's A, B, B. So you can, create this polyline ID column, if it's needed. But you may already have a column that works just fine. So let's say you had like a crime ID column that had an ID number for the crime. Well, both of these points would relate to this crime ID of number 1. And both of these points relate to crime ID of number 2. So if you already have, for this exercise, I could use either one of these columns. And if you already have a column set up that kind of breaks it down for you, you don't need to create this new column. And I think that's basically all I wanted to point out in this attribute table. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So go ahead and click on the ET GeoWizards button here. And then over here, I know we're dealing with points, but you want to actually go to the convert area, and then under convert, go to point to polyline, and then click on go. And the first thing you're going to do is identify the point layer, and it's pretty simple here. I only have one, so it's stolen vehicles start and end points, which is what we're viewing over here, because I have it showing. And then identify the output, so just click on the folder. I want to, so I already did this once before when I was practicing, so I'll just call this new lines 2, and say save, and then click the next button. And then here's where the polyline ID field comes into play. And so this is just looking at the column headings, and I'm going to scroll down, and there it is. And if you had more than 2 points and you want to have a whole path, and there's this order thing that you can do, and I'm not even sure what attach attributes is, so I'm just going to leave it as the default setting there, and click on finish. And that's all there is to it. It says it was completed successfully. Say OK. I'm going to close this, and you'll see here that the lines have been drawn. And it's C to C, D to D, and it's really nice. I think it's really good for visualizing the data, because now right away we can see, oh, there's a lot of starting points. A lot of vehicles were stolen from this address and went off in these directions. So that's all I wanted to show for today. I hope you found it useful. Thanks. Bye-bye.